Hey guys, it's Adrian. Today I'm taking a look at the brand new Honor 80 smartphone. Now this is a Chinese version right now, but it is going to have a global release later. Now what's impressive is this has a 160 megapixel main camera, which is pretty crazy considering the price that this comes in at. It also has a 4800 milliamp hour battery with 66 watts of fast charging. There's also a Snapdragon 782G. Now the version I have is an 8 gigabyte version with 256 gigs of storage, and this starts at 340 euros or 360 US. You can also go up to the 12 gigabyte version with 256 gigs as well, and that's for around 385 euros or 410 US. All right, so let's take a detailed look at the design and I'll let you know my quick thoughts on it. In the package, you get the Honor 80, a soft clear protective case, the 66 watt fast charger, USB Type-C to A cable, and a SIM eject tool. Alright guys, so here's what the brand new Honor 80 looks like, and for a phone that costs as much as this phone does, it's actually a pretty impressive looking and feeling device. It feels really good in the hand. It's pretty balanced even though we have the camera modules in the top corner there. It feels, pretty balanced and well made. There's no type of creaking or loose parts. It's just solidly built. We have a curved type of look going on, so you can see that that front screen wraps around and also the back of the phone wraps around into that side rail. The phone comes in at around 180 grams, so it's very manageable, and you could see that it's pretty easy for me to go all the way from the bottom of the phone to the top, very manageable. On the back of the phone, we have the camera module, and it's a pretty standout camera module. You can see it looks like the number 8 or the infinity symbol, depending on how you look at it. So the bottom lens and flash module has this kind of bezel here, and you could see that that reflects and plays really nicely with the light. And then the top module, which has the main camera, features a much thinner bezel, but again, it just looks really nice and it goes well with the overall look of the phone. When I was looking at the camera module, it kind of looked like it had a bubble or a dome, but you can see if I do a side view, it's completely flat. You may have also noticed that this has a gradient type of color scheme, so as the light hits it, it reflects off nicely. The bottom of the case has the Honor logo and it's very flush with the rest of the case, and it looks really nice. It's tastefully done, not too big. The side of the phone has the volume rocker and power button, and they're both very tactile. Now if we look at the opposite side, there's no buttons at all. Taking a look at the top, we just have a microphone port. The bottom of the phone has downward firing speakers. We also have a Type-C charging port, microphone port, and the SIM card port. You have the option to insert 2 nano SIMs on the front and back. And you can also see that there is a little bit of weather sealing rubber around the SIM card port. Now, this phone doesn't have an official IP rating. On the front of the phone, you can see we have a small forward-firing speaker and the selfie module. The phone also has some pretty narrow bezels overall, so yeah, let me know what you guys think of the Honor 80 so far, especially in this type of gradient green color. The phone case is a really soft and pliable type of plastic, and you can see that it has a little bit of texture on the inside of it where the phone would sit. This is what the clear case looks like once it's on the phone, so you can see that it properly protects the phone, and you have a little bit of a raised lip there so that if you put the phone down flat, you're not going to be hitting the glass surface on the desk or wherever you put it. And they also have included the Honor logo in the corner there. Since the protective case is clear, you could still see that gradient color lighting going on when you rotate the phone. Now, because we have the camera modules in one corner, there is a bit of wobble or rocking. You can see there that that's pretty noticeable. Now, if I go ahead and put on the included case, which is really nice, by the way, I am a fan of the softer cases, the camera module is still, protruding out, so the rocking is still evident there. So just something to keep in mind. By the way, guys, don't forget to subscribe. I am going to be following up with a full review where I go over the camera performance, battery life, thermals, and all that other stuff. The screen's pretty snappy and responsive as I'm zooming around on the phone. And it does have the option to set it from dynamic, where it's going to alternate the refresh rate, or you can force it to always be at 120 Hertz, which it's at right now. You can also set it to 60 Hertz if you want to save battery life, but I'm going to leave it on dynamic for now. You can also see that I have a bunch of apps open in the background, and the phone has no problem keeping up with the Snapdragon 782G and the 8 gigs of RAM. The screen brightness also seems pretty bright, so you can see if I crank it to the max, that's at 1000 nits of brightness, and it's quite bright in person. Now the clarity on this phone, it's coming in at 444 ppi, and you could see that overall, text and clarity is pretty good on here. Alright, so here's a quick first look. So this photo was taken with the 2 megapixel macro camera, and you can see that there's actually quite a bit of detail here, and it doesn't look bad actually for being a 2 megapixel camera module only. Now this is the video, and there is no optical image stabilization, it's only electronic image stabilization, and it's doing very good also. But I'm going to test that more in depth in the full review, when I'm walking around and things like that. Now this is with the main camera, and you can see there's really a lot of detail here, and again, that's with 160 megapixels, which is pretty crazy for a phone that costs this much to have a 160 megapixel main shooter. But yeah, overall looks good. The color accuracy, clarity, vibrancy, everything looks pretty good. And again, this is what it was taking, so you can see that the AI processing has improved that image and added a bit of a HDR type of look. So far it looks pretty promising. The fingerprint scanner works pretty well on this phone, so you could see it's pretty easy to get into the phone and unlock it, and the phone does have a pre-applied screen protector from Honor already. Even with the screen protector on, it's pretty responsive with the fingerprint sensor. My only thing is I wish that this area was a little bit higher up on the phone so you don't have to angle your thumb down all the way to the bottom. The Honor 80 is running the new Magic OS 7.0 version, and you can see that the Android version is 12. Alright, so I think I'm going to leave it there. If there's anything you want me to cover in specific in the full review, just leave it in the comments down below and I'll do my best to cover that, and I'll see you in the next one soon.